I have one of the leaders of scientific publication innovation on the line. Um, in my neck of the woods, there's a new journal popping up called the Yale Undergraduate Research Journal.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to present its structure to you.
Okay.
Maybe you can provide some insight or some advice. Does that
Okay.
sound right?
Sure. We have such a thing here at Berkeley. So
I imagine a lot of places do.
yeah. Yeah.
Last year we did not,
Yeah.
curiously enough. Um,
Uh-huh.
so the idea is publication online and in print. In print is restricted because of uh, length and public
Yeah.
printing costs. Online is, as with eLife, based on a sort of a standard, not a percentage.
How do
Um,
you review?
Great question. Review currently is done by graduate students and professors at Yale,
Oh,
um,
I don't think we do
independently.
that here. Yeah. Uh-huh. And so
Uh,
these are undergraduates who are writing reports on their research while they've been in the laboratory at Yale. Mm-hmm.
right, and it's as open to the disciplines as we can feasibly review with Yale affiliated faculty and graduate students. So
Mm-hmm.
it covers social science, humanities, and STEM.
Uh-huh.
Um, do you have, yeah, I think that's the
Uh-huh.
basic structure.
Yeah.
Do you have some recommendations from your time in running journals about how to optimize review, how to
Yeah.
optimize publication, and these other
Well,
processes?
you probably could use the eLife model that we started, which is a consultative review process. Are you aware of that?
I read I forgot the name of the paper that you published in eLife that goes
Yeah.
over this model.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
I
sounds
think
a lot
that's
more
been
feasible.
I think that's been our unique innovation.
Mhm.
And it tries the effort is to uh, diminish, in a sense, the influence of an editor. And in my case, what I really don't like are these professional editors at these commercial journals. But it turns it into a nice dialogue among peers. So the paper is reviewed independently by 3 experts, one of whom is on the editorial board. And then there's a kind of an online chat about the paper, about the comments of the individuals, and the editor then compiles a decision letter based on that, on the original reviews, and then the dialogue among the referees. And that's very different than what other journals do. And so I would say most people who've gone through that process as an author find it very refreshing, because it tends to diminish the ad hominem comments about stupid experiments and makes it more constructive. And I've been disappointed that more journals haven't adopted this. But the very powerful commercial journals that I rail against are controlled by professional editors and publishers who are in the business of selling magazines, making a profit. So they won't relinquish control to academics for the ultimate decision about a paper. But of course, you have no reason to
Right.
play that game. You can easily have the academics in consultation with one another
Right.
decide what's important.
That was actually initially in the plan. We were thinking of it in a way of having a professor lead a discussion with graduate students,
Uh-huh.
partly because it's easier for us to recruit graduate students than professors, but
Yeah.
also because it serves as maybe a sort of training in reviewing papers in a thoughtful
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think the eLife model seems really appealing to me.
Does Yale give you some financial backing?
Oh, the process was disrupted by a pandemic,
Yeah,
but
of course. Yeah.
we have committed funding from a few sources.
Uh,
No
but
bank account to date.
yeah, well, that's critical. I mean, the one of the reasons that eLife was able to launch is we had the
Right.
imprimatur and financial support from very powerful private, or in the case of Max Planck, public um, research foundations, that we couldn't have done what we did without that support. And so it's not an easy model. People have often asked me how they could replicate such a model in a different scientific discipline, and I say, well, you need some foundation that's willing to support you.
Right.
uh, when I started eLife, what my concern was was the toxic influence of a metric called the journal impact factor, and how that dictated the journals that students and postdocs wanted to publish in. And this was reinforced by the commercial outfits, Elsevier and Springer Nature, shamelessly. And the professional editors that they hire, basically, they were scientists and they may be bright and honest, but in the end, they're picking papers that are going to generate buzz. That's their mission. And I think that's antithetical to the intellectual exercise of academic science. So I really, I've hit hard on that point, as you probably read. Made myself some enemies, but like Franklin Roosevelt said when he took office, I welcome their hatred.